We've got some clips. This is Peter Doocy at the White House, and he is becoming really the one to watch in terms of having maybe the only courage to ask tough questions of who's at the podium. In this case, he's questioning John Kirby, who is officially the director of communications kind of at the White House. He was at the Pentagon. Doocy's asking Kirby some tough questions. You can tell Kirby just doesn't really want to go there. This one is about what happened with Afghanistan. Watch.
So we know that the Taliban was harboring the world's most wanted terrorist. You guys gave a whole country to a bunch of people that are on the FBI most wanted list. What did you think was going to happen?
I would take issue with the premise that we gave a whole country to terrorist groups. I mean, again, I'd encourage you to ask.
Harboring the world's #1 terrorist. How is that not giving a country to a terrorist sympathizing group, if not giving them permission to have terrorists just sit on a balcony?
The question, I mean, Peter, the way you asked that, it makes it sound like we owned Afghanistan a year ago.
Well, we didn't really own it, but we had a lot of people there, and our basic point of being there was to keep the Taliban from harboring terrorists. As soon as we left, it was like Minnie Pearl stood at the gate and said, "Y'all come," and they did. And that's exactly what he was talking about. Then Peter Doocy asked Kirby what's going to be done now that the Taliban did not live up to their end of the bargain that Joe Biden made with them when we pulled out.
Now that you know that the Taliban is not living up to the part of the deal that they made with the U.S. to not let Afghanistan be a place that terrorists feel like they can be safe, what are you going to do about it?
Well, that gets to Peter's question. I'm not going to telegraph decisions that haven't been made or policy initiatives one way or the other.
Nope, not going to tell us much of anything. We kind of are getting used to that. Pam, let's go back to some questions from our audience.
Please like, share, and subscribe this afternoon, and a great opportunity for you to give us some questions in the chat, just like Jay Luther this afternoon. 20 years just wasn't enough. $8 trillion wasn't enough. So you think we should stay in Afghanistan forever?
No, I didn't say we should stay in Afghanistan. I'm not sure anyone did. But if we're going to leave, let's leave with some dignity, and let's take our hardware with us. We left $70 billion worth of military hardware. $70 billion. Guns, ammunition, tanks, helicopters. We left it. And we most significantly left several hundred Americans struggling to get out, and we told them they were on their own. We've never done that, where we just said, man, we're out of here, and if you're an American, too bad. My gosh, the French got their people out, and I was embarrassed that the U.S. didn't work harder to get our folks out. And 13 service people died because of the manner in which this was handled or mishandled. So I don't know if anybody wants to stay in Afghanistan forever, Iraq, or anywhere else. But if we're going to leave, and by the way, Trump was the one who said, let's get a timetable and get out of here. But let's do it in the right way. Let's don't just pull up stakes in the middle of the night and leave Americans struggling to find a way to get to the airport on their own and then figuring out how they're going to get out of the country. That's inexcusable.